Welcome back to The Mentors. This is Vadim.
And Sergey.
And you're listening to our weekly segment called the 5-Minute Pick-Me-Up, where we tell you stories to motivate you for the week to come.
Now, we may sound a little bit chipper in this introduction, but please understand we are very much aware of the reality of what is happening this week and this month in the world. We just want to cheer you up with this episode because this is a 5-minute pick-me-up, and we want to tell you a story of something that just happened this week to us, or rather a decision that we made this week that we hope will inspire you for this coming week and inspire you through this crisis that we're all dealing with.
So back in January/early February, we started mulling around an idea for our next business. We've been in education now for a couple of years, as you know. Both of us are at NYU now. I've been teaching at State University of New York for a number of years as well. And we've also been working with a lot of entrepreneurs. Obviously, we do a show about entrepreneurship. So the next thing that we've been thinking about is some kind of formalized program or class to help people become entrepreneurs, to help people that are really early in that process that don't quite know the next step to take, understand what the right steps are and understand what skills they need to acquire now in order to increase their chances of success as entrepreneurs. In short, the vision has been to create a new type of business school for people that want to start companies, something that's completely different than what exists right now in the formal education system. And as we've been thinking about this program, we've actually have done a bunch of different tests to try to see who our customer is going to be, what we should launch with, all these things we've been working on for the last couple months. Even building out business development relationships that could help spread awareness about a potential program once we are ready to launch.
Yeah, so we've been pretty seriously working on this and putting a lot of time into it, but the last couple of weeks have really rocked us and have forced us to reconsider whether this is the right thing to be working on right now. So we did make a drastic change this week and completely threw out everything that we've been working on in the last couple of months. And here's what we did just in the past week.
Tuesday night, we had a brainstorming session. Me and Sergey spent a lot of time together, okay? But this particular night, we had a brainstorm session about what would be the most effective thing to do. And we had already started hearing about the economic windfall that's coming from all these different restrictions that we now have to try to control the spread of the virus. And even more directly, we started hearing about a bunch of friends or even friends of friends that are losing jobs. So I asked Sergey one simple question. What's the most valuable thing for people right now where we are uniquely positioned to bring value? And the answer was incredibly clear.
We almost had an aha moment because in the last couple of weeks, we've had the luxury, and a lot of our friends and professional colleagues have had the luxury of working from home, signing into Zoom session or web conferencing of some sort, and continuing our work. You know, it's not business as usual, but we're able to do our work remotely and we're able to still collect a paycheck, many of us that work in technology. So we decided that if we have this ability to adapt so quickly in tech, then why can't we offer this unique skill and knowledge that Vadim and I have about getting a lot of different jobs in tech? We've had a lot of different careers in technology. Why not bring this as almost like a public service, a free service to people that follow us or people that maybe don't know us but want to get into these jobs, to have these economic opportunities. And especially if you think about all the different people that we've had on this podcast, what a great time to bring some of these leaders and executives and let them run free classes for anyone that might be unemployed or underemployed right now to learn how to break into these careers and learn some of these skills.
So Tuesday night, we had the idea. Let's help people learn how to acquire the skills that they need to land jobs in more flexible and resilient industries like tech. By Wednesday morning, and I should correct Sergey, he said earlier we threw away all the work that we did in the last few months. We didn't have to throw away all the work. Actually, we repurposed a lot of the work that we did. But by Wednesday morning, I had spun up a landing page describing this vision that we had and the types of classes that we would offer. And we decided to commit to creating these classes within a 2-week period. In other words, people have a need right now. We can't just launch a program a month from now or 2 months from now, some distant future that people don't care about. This needs to happen right now. So we decided to commit to launch something within 14 days. By Wednesday morning, we had the landing page set up. And by Wednesday afternoon, we started to spread the word about it. And the very first thing we did to spread awareness about it is we wrote a long LinkedIn post and we asked people to help by sharing it to their wall. And it worked.
Within 24 hours, that LinkedIn post had thousands of views. And the constraint of actually launching our first course within 2 weeks turned out to be a great one, because that meant that every single day now we have to do awareness building or marketing activities to get people to sign up. We have to line up all of these things, like line up instructors and everything else. So what we started doing is reaching out to people in our network to share about this initiative as well, to people that have been on this podcast. And within just a few days, we've had over 50 people sign up to take these free classes. We've had 3 or 4 amazing people sign up and offer to be instructors and lecturers as part of these free online live classes. And I believe part of the reason why it happened is because A, people are recognizing that it's something that's needed and valuable right now, and B, the urgency is there. It needs to happen now.
So the list of instructors, the list of classes, and the list of people signing up is continuing to grow on a daily basis. If you're listening to this episode and you want to be included in the classes, we want to make sure that you get a spot. So all you have to do is go to school16.co.co, that's school16.co, and sign up, drop your email to make sure that you get all of the announcements about upcoming classes, because in the coming days, we'll start announcing the classes, and we want to make sure that you're included in the first session that we have on April 1st.
Why did we call it School 16? If you've been listening to this podcast for a long time, you know that our father, who was an education reformer in the former Soviet Union, is one of our biggest inspirations. Very entrepreneurial person. And he ran a school back in the Soviet Union, a school that we went to, and it was just called School number 16, right? Just like in New York, you might have PS 120, a public school. It was just School number 16. And because our dad was such a big inspiration, because he believed in teaching kids through experience, and now Vadim and I are using our experience to try to teach adults through experiential learning, we wanted to adapt this brand and bring in all the lessons that our dad taught us throughout the years into this new story and chapter that we're creating right now.
So like Sergey said earlier, we've changed careers many times, and if you've listened to the show, you know we've been in finance, sales, product, sales engineering, venture capital, education. We know how to build value quickly, build credibility quickly, to change careers and to move forward in our careers. So we think we're uniquely positioned to help create a program around just this. That's why we're starting this particular type of initiative. And in this time, we also encourage you to think about what your unique value is to the world and how you can help out people that are in need right now.
Sign up if you're interested. Tell a few friends to go to school16.co. If they're interested, it would be a big help to help grow this program. And of course, the weekly classes that we're offering, they're going to be free. And we're going to announce the instructors in a couple of days. But I want to leave you with something that I heard just today, a video on LinkedIn that was posted by the founder of LivePerson, Robert Locascio. This is a company that he started in the mid-90s that is now a publicly traded company with more than 1,000 employees. And he said this, and all the entrepreneurs that are listening right now, please listen to this message because I thought it was so powerful. As an entrepreneur, you are not defined by your product. You are defined by your ability to have an idea and then bring the right people around you to make that idea a reality. So if right now your product or the business that you've been thinking of starting is currently irrelevant, then think of how you can adapt and provide something that will be immediately valuable to people, to customer segment, or to society as a whole. And use your creativity and entrepreneurial initiative to put the pieces together and organize the right pieces to make that thing real. That's what we've been trying to do this past week. That's what we're committed to doing as entrepreneurs. And if you're listening to this show, don't get discouraged by this crisis that's happening. It's difficult. We all have to stay safe, but try to use it to your advantage and actually create something of value.
That's it for this week's 5-Minute Pick-Me-Up. We hope you stay healthy. We hope you stay safe. And of course, we'll see you again on Wednesday.